There's one rifle in particular that we hardly ever use, and it honestly should be used a lot more. That's going to be the 223 bolt action rifle. The reason we don't use it is because it's not very accurate and it hardly has any penetration. And by inaccurate, I mean like this. We're about 215 yards from these targets here, and with the 223, it should shoot dead on, zeroed in for 160, all the way out to like at least 300 yards, but watch. All right, so here we go. We're gonna zero in for 160, and we're gonna hold right for the center of this target. So we actually got about like a 2-inch drop at 200 yards. It should not drop, not even the slightest bit, at 200 yards. Let's go for another shot. And we dropped again. So that's what I'm saying with this 223. Now, if we had something with a little bit more power, it would be pretty amazing. Versus this, the 30-06 bolt action rifle. That is how the 223 should be. A perfect bullseye at 200 yards, no drop whatsoever. But anyways, now that you know how inaccurate and how not powerful this rifle actually is, we're gonna take it out for some coyotes and go see how it actually works. We just got eyes on our first coyote out there. He's about 180 yards out. Now with the 223, it should definitely smoke this thing. Now we just gotta wait for it to come out of that grass. There he is right there. All right, this is going to be our chance. That thing should have absolutely crumbled from that shot right there. There is no reason that a coyote should run from a 223 shot at less than 150 yards away. There's absolutely no reason. Okay, so it is a vital hit, as you can see. But that thing should be laying right here. It should have just crumbled that thing. Anyways, here it is right over here. Let's take a look and see where we actually did hit it with the 223. So we ended up getting a right lung, liver, and a stomach shot. Overall, pretty good shot. Now, arguably, what you could say is that that might have been a liver intestine shot. And if it actually would have been, then it's not going to drop the coyote. But if we were about 2 inches more forward to the right, it should have dropped that thing. Well, I found another one out here, and this is actually going to work out kind of perfectly, because what we want to try and figure out is actually what the power and what the penetration is like at around about 200 yards. And since that one's about 250, if we get about 50 yards closer, that should be about where we want to be. In fact, that's pretty much exactly where we want to be. Right there is about 170 yards out. He's perfectly broadside, but what we should be able to do is hold it right on the center of the lung. However, with the 223 in Call of the Wild, we're actually gonna have to hold a little bit high, as you'll soon see here. That should have been perfect. Absolutely should have been perfect. That thing should have just crumbled. But we got some drop. And I think what happened is we probably hit a little bit low. I'm really hoping we got at least a single lung. And it does, in fact, look like we might have gotten him, but I can't really tell because we got a bit of hunting pressure over there from some whitetail I took down before. So anyways, the only way to find out is to go all the way over there and see how the 223 actually did. But with that angle, it sure just crumbled right there. Let's see, I think if we go over here, it'll probably be our best bet, because even if we run past render distance, this coyote will actually disappear, and we don't want to have that happen, because then it's going to be very difficult to find it. That's exactly what I was trying to find, guys. A big level 7 male over here. And I've been trying to find him for a long time. But every time I look for him, I can't seem to find him. Now, we got to make sure we don't go out of render distance from this coyote here, which is actually right there. So basically we have about 150 yards to work with. That's the one we're trying to find. But we don't want to spook him. He's gotta be like right there somewhere. Now, the one thing I would like to see about these coyotes is actually have the models get a little bit bigger. You know, something a little bit more towards like a smaller wolf. Because in real life, they get pretty big. And here in Call of the Wild, I feel like I'm chasing around a cat. And there he goes right there. We just got eyes on him, guys. He's about 150 out. Oh, we would have smoked him. He actually juked us. That was not really our fault, and that was not the rifle's fault. That was one smart coyote. Looks like it was 2 clean misses though, so we should be good. All right, there he goes right there. We got him exactly where we want him. He's cutting across right out there at about 150 out. You can just see his head cutting through right there. And let's get ready on him. Hopefully he slows down a little bit, but he really doesn't need to. Come on. That should have been perfect. That should have been a perfect smoke coyote right there. I held right in front of his front shoulder as he was walking. And that should have been just perfect. That is in fact an awesome shot, and we definitely got our big 7. Now, where in the heck did he go? There he is. We found him. That was a pretty awesome shot. Let's see how the 223 did on this really nice male coyote. He's huge, a 50.6 gold. We got a left lung on the walk at 119 yards. Now you can see we hardly got any penetration. It basically looks like the air rifle took a shot at this thing. Honestly, in my opinion, I would say that the air rifle has pretty much the same amount of penetration and power as this 223, which is another reason why it's kind of useless to use in Call of the Wild. And we really need something else besides the 223. If you're not going to beef up the 223, then give us another caliber to hunt for coyote, fox, and small game. But that was a really good shot. However, I am not going to give any credit to the rifle for that. That is 100% credit to the hunter. That's what that is right there. Okay, so we marked where that female coyote went down. I'm going to say she might not be there because with the rendering situation we have going on now, I'm going to say she's probably not going to be there. But we should at least still be able to pick her up, which unfortunately, we're not going to be able to find out how good the rifle actually did, but I could be wrong. Hopefully she's still there. I really hope she's still there. Come on, let's get lucky. Let's get lucky. It should be like right here somewhere. All right, we got tracks. We got some blood right here. Got some more blood right here. And then I think old tracks. And she's gone. Darn it. Darn it, darn it, darn it. Well, that was a sacrifice that we had to make in order to get that big male. But I would say that she's probably sitting somewhere around probably like right here. Let's see if we can find her. Yep, got her. We got you, sucker. So we're not actually going to be able to see where we hit, but at least we got her. We just got a call from a coyote, but then I checked and the track next to it is actually a max weight coyote track, so it could be an absolute giant. However, we already have a really decent 7 like right here somewhere. There he goes, there he goes, there he goes. Perfect shot. He is not going far. Can I take that back for a second? That should take him down, and we got a double. We got a double. Boy, I screwed that shot up. Oh, that was perfect. Come on, yes! We got him. So a couple of just horrible shots, but then we made a pretty awesome shot right there. Did we get both? Yes, we did. Take a look at that. A nice vital hit right here. Ooh. It's a good thing that was a female. A perfect brain shot at 90 yards out. I had a feeling that that wasn't going to be a big one. But this here is the big 7. So we must have made a pretty awesome shot. Well, let's find out how we did on this 7 here. And it's going to be a huge gold, 52.2 gold. The first shot, we let it barely a little bit too much there. I mean, just barely. But about 60 yards out. Then the follow-up was an incredible shot about 71 yards out. And again, we hardly have any penetration there. You would think at 70 yards, well, in fact, not think, I know. That thing would have went all the way through the intestine, probably hit liver and lung, and it probably would have came out the opposite shoulder. Had it not hit that shoulder blade, it definitely would have came out, and that thing would have dropped right on the spot. But a huge coyote of 52.2. Guess what, guys? That is not even the coyote that I'm talking about. We literally have a track that's even bigger than the one that we just got right there. And he should be not too far away. We just found the rest zone from the max weight coyote right here, right in front of us. Man, I knew he was close. So basically, here's where we found the last two. They were way up here. They were at this zone here. And I actually tracked them all the way to this point here. We took down both those right there and right there. And I knew I had a track somewhere over here. All right, well, we got some more tracks here, but this is exactly where I didn't want him to go. Right through some of the thickest stuff on this map here. Come on, fresh tracks. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? There he goes. There he goes. He's a huge mythical. A huge mythical. Which is awesome. I'm still pretty pumped about that. So let's see if we can't get him to a spot where we can get a nice shot. Because this is definitely not one of them. But this, however, is. This is a pretty incredible setup we have right here. There he goes right there. About 80 yards out. We can actually take that shot. Smoked him. But you see, he actually ran quite a ways. Even if we got liver, I mean, he still should have went down in sight, and we actually didn't even see him go down. I just thought the shot looked good, and he shouldn't have gone far, and fortunately we're right. Got a nice vital hit right here, and he actually went quite a ways for such a good shot. But here he is. Let's take a look and see how big he's gonna be. He's gonna be a giant. That was almost a diamond coyote. 55. 56.8 is actually diamond. I actually just got a 9 legendary that scored 55 as well. So the fact that this thing scored 55 as a mythical is absolutely incredible. And I am so excited for that. But what a perfect shot. But we barely had any penetration there. As you can see, it looks like the air rifle took a shot at this thing. I mean, how cool would it be if we could actually hunt coyotes in small game now with a rifle that actually takes them down on the spot, similar to the Hunter Classic. Holy, there's a big bull sneaking up on us right now. But even with the AR-223, if you get a lung shot, the coyote's gonna drop right on the spot. You know, and I really like that. I think that that's how it should be in the Hunter Call of the Wild. It shouldn't be if you get a shot, you know, with the 223, it barely gets any penetration, then they run for, look how far we tracked that thing for, 1.10 miles. We tracked them a long ways, but that's not what's important. What's important is I want to be able to hunt coyotes with something that actually drops them. We used to be able to use the Mosin Nagant and it worked incredible, but then they outlawed it for some reason and we can't use it anymore. So now we have nothing to hunt them with except for a 223 that's pretty much useless. I mean, we're less than 100 yards and it's not even dropping this thing. We should be able to drop coyotes at about 250 to 300 yards with this thing. And it's just not possible. When I was 13, I shot my first ever coyote with my brother's 22-250 walking across a wide open bean field at about 150 yards while I was standing up, and one shot dropped that coyote. It was awesome, and ever since then, I can definitely assure you that the 22-250 is an absolute prime rifle for coyote hunting. So, with that being said, I would love to see a 22-250 added to Call of the Wild for some coyotes. However, it's going to be a little bit too big to hunt for these guys, the Red Fox. Now, with the Red Fox, what I would love to see is a 17 HMR bolt action rifle. It is super, super accurate at out to 250 yards. And not only that, it is so much fun. All right, we got a fox right there at about 120 yards out. Let's see if we can't get on him real quick. We smoked him. So in reality, we probably would have hit a little bit too high, but because the 22, or actually because the 223 shoots a little bit low, we were just right, and that was absolutely perfect. I held it right on the front shoulder and the spine for about 150, and it was a perfect shot because he went right down. Well, here it is. Let's see how we did, and actually got vertebrae and double lung at 122 yards, but it's 6.8. And there you have it. You can see from this angle here, we did get a double lung and a vertebrae shot. However, if we actually hit a little bit lower, we only would have gotten a single lung. We barely got any penetration, even on a fox. I mean, that thing should have just blew right through that fox like it wasn't even there. It's basically like we should have been shooting at a squirrel with a 223. That's what should have happened to this fox. And in this case here, it barely got any penetration. Had we not hit that vertebrae, I don't even think it would have dropped. Well, I didn't exactly plan on this happening, but I came out to this wide open field here and I thought, man, how cool would it be to have a rifle where we could actually take down something all the way across this area here. And all of a sudden I looked, and we got a pretty sweet fox out there. I can't tell what kind of fox it is. It kind of looks like a, I guess like an uncommon looking fox, but it's so far away that we can't tell. However, we have no rifles that we could even take a shot at this far. The 223, if we took this shot, it's probably going to get a flesh hit, which is sad. And it definitely should not happen. We should definitely be able to take down this fox at 300 yards with a 223 and a bolt action rifle. Maybe not an AR, but honestly, you probably should be able to take one with an AR because it's not quite as accurate or as consistent as, say, a bolt action rifle. The bolt action rifle is going to be the most accurate rifle that there is versus, say, like a semi-automatic rifle. However, this fox here, we're not going to be able to take a shot even with the bolt action rifle. But there she is right out there, about 220 yards. So we'll get a little bit closer and we'll probably take the shot at about 200 yards. She's absolutely perfectly broadside. You really couldn't ask for a better shot. Man, I so wish we had a 17-inch MR right now. It would be so cool to take this shot. It's not even funny. All right, but we're approaching the 200-yard mark here, so I think I'm pretty comfortable to take this shot. Well, one thing's for sure. We definitely smoked her. And my next question is, did we get a double lung shot or was that a single lung? Because there's no reason that shouldn't have been a double lung shot. Should have been a perfect double lung shot. Well, here she is down right here. Let's have a look at her and see how the 223 did on this red fox. Actually, let's take kind of a cool picture because I think we might be able to get one here. Not bad. We'll go with that. And let's pick her up. That is an 8.5. She was almost a gold, but we got a double lung shot at 198 yards. And it's actually not even that good of a shot. What the heck? Did we get a ton of drop there or what? I was literally holding for right here. And we got like a 2-inch drop at 200 yards. That's why we got a double lung shot, because we hit high and clipped kind of the top of the lung there. Ended up getting a double lung. Now, the pushback is definitely from the wind, but that drop is not from the wind. That is because this thing is so inaccurate. We're only 200 yards away, guys, and that is what happened with a 223 bolt action rifle. That should not happen. That definitely should not happen. But at least we got her, and she's pretty nice. Pretty nice indeed. Anyways, that's going to pretty much wrap up this video, and I hope you guys understand exactly what I'm talking about. How cool would it be for us to be able to have 2 different caliber rifles to be able to hunt for small game for the first time since the beginning of Call of the Wild? we've literally only had the 243 and the 223 since this entire time. Now, we did have the Mosin Nagant for a very, very slight bit, but since they outlawed that, it's like you can't even count that anymore because you can't even use that. How cool would it be to have a 22-250 bolt action rifle for coyote hunting and a 17 HMR for fox hunting? Or you can use the 17 HMR for both, or the 22-250 for both. Anyways, that's gonna be it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Ooh, I almost had that shot. I mean, ideally, we should be able to take a walking shot. Okay. Come on. Come on. It should have dropped right on the spot. Oh, man. Oh, man.